right, making some real progress finally. After what seems like just weeks and weeks mired in wiring. Something tangible finally. I was installing the Easyguard today. It's a keyless entry and ignition, so it's kind of like your car is in 2018 plus. You keep the key in your pocket, you walk up, it'll unlock for you. You get in, you push the button, and you go. You leave the key in your pocket the whole time. So you know, it's just kind of temporarily in place right now. But here's the start button, and there's one of the two antennas. I've only got one hooked up right now. The module itself is mounted into the steering column in the same place that the immobilizer, the Subaru immobilizer that I'm getting rid of was. That's actually the bracket right there that mounted the immobilizer. I took the PCB out of the box, drilled a hole, and bolted it to the bracket that the immobilizer was mounted to. While I was doing all this, I figured out that the brake switch was wired wrong, and so I got that straightened away. The immobilizer, or the Easyguard, has very thick wires coming out of it because it functions in place of a traditional key. And a traditional key, power flows through it and out to things, so it has to carry a lot of current. With the Coach 1 system, very little power flows through the switch. It just triggers back to there, and then all the power comes out of the relays and fuses there. So thick wires into thin wires, not an issue here. This thing won't be flowing a lot of power. So it's mainly just power on this side, and on the other side it's got a wire that goes off to the brake and the horn and the lights and all kinds of stuff that I don't need for testing. So I've got that all wired up. I've got the keys in the other room. I've got the negative disconnect off. Normally I just make a bunch of videos and kind of say what I did that day. Today we're actually going to test something. You're going to see a video of testing something. So those are the ignition signal. This is signal to the coach that you're trying to run. This is run. The silver is accessory. The purple is start. So that's actually trying to turn the starter over. Normally that would run through the neutral safety switch or the clutch safety switch, either one you wanted, but as I stated in the last video, I'm going to bypass that because I've had to jump start a car before, and you can't do that with a neutral safety switch. So that's not going to get hooked up. And then red is power, battery power coming from the coach. It's fused power. It comes over here. So that's your in from the fuse box, and then that's telling the fuse box accessory, run, start. And then, like I said, there's an orange one here. It gets spidered into the brake switch, so you can tell it whether you're wanting to go to accessory or start when you push the button. So the keys are in the other room, so it should not detect a key when we turn the power on. And we'll turn the power on and see if it'll let me start the car. Battery disconnect, back on. Didn't hear any relays clicking, that's good. Where'd that button go? It fell. Nothing. Make sure I'm the right key. I just heard the box click as soon as I walked in the room with the key. And the light is flashing blue. So no brake pedal. Pushing the button should get me accessory. It's not detecting the brake pedal right. I did not press the brake pedal, and I pushed the start button, and it turned the starter over. In case you're wondering, the back end's up in the air, so it wasn't going to roll over me if that wasn't done right. So green means I'm running. It thinks I'm running right now. I can see the blue light on the coach, which means it thinks that it's running. It's in ignition. I have jumpered the coach. I know that when that blue light's on, I've got power to the ECU, I've got power to the fuel pump, and everywhere else I need it. So hold it 2 seconds, should turn everything off. And blue light went off, I'm off there. And it's now basically off, waiting for a signal. It'll go dead in a little while according to the instructions. So let's see if my brake pedal's just wired up backwards, or if it's not detecting it at all. So I'm going to push the brake pedal down and hold the button, and we do not get start. We're in accessory. Never mind, we got start even with the brake pedal down. So I'm going to have to figure out what's going on with the brake wiring. One of the brake switch isn't triggering accessory. So right now I can start it with or without the brake pedal. So anyway, something fun today. Pretty happy with this Easyguard system. It was fairly easy to set up. It made a lot of sense. I got to figure out how the lock and unlock is going to work with the coach system, because the coach works a lot differently than most systems, so I'm going to have to figure that out. But I think the only other thing I did for wiring since yesterday was added my ground strap here from the block where the starter is over to the frame. And I was doing some testing earlier and just jumpering wires, and I could not get this thing to start without the ground strap and the battery all the way up in the front. It would show continuity, but it wouldn't start. So, and I just heard the coach click off, but then I walked close enough for it to click on again. I've only got one antenna. It's just sitting right there. There's two antennas. You're supposed to kind of mount one in the dash and one in the back, and that gives you a halo of about 4 foot around the car. So yeah, it seems like a pretty good stopping point for today. Maybe figure out the brake thing, and it's been about 15-20 minutes on that. If I don't figure it out, I'll mull on it overnight and then clean up the mess, because I make a mess every day and clean it up every night, or it'll get unworkable in here. Figured out the issue with the brake pedal, so I thought I'd append it to the end of the video. Brake pedal for the coach is wired up negative. I'd already made an adjustment to how the wiring was done to account that the ECU wanted a positive brake signal instead of a ground. I misread the coach instructions. The horn is a ground on the the Easyguard. The horn is a ground on the Easyguard, but the brake pedal is a positive, so I had to move the orange wire on the Easyguard from a ground on the brake pedal to a positive coming out of the coach going to the brake lights. So now no brake pedal, nothing, brake pedal, it'll start, and then it'll go to green, which means it's running. Off the brake pedal, push the button, nothing, hold down the brake pedal, kills the engine. So that's where we needed it to be.